Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. I hope you are all doing great. If you are new here, I am Achi, and on this channel we break down complex coding and machine learning concepts into super simple and visual explanations. Today I have got something really important lined up for you. If you have ever wondered how machine learning models actually find the best line in regression problems, you are in the right place. So grab your chai or coffee and let's dive into today's core concepts that power almost every ML model: the practical implementation of cost function and gradient descent. Last time we used some cool tricks, the simple trick and the square trick, to find the best line for our data. Those were great for understanding the intuition behind linear regression. But here's the catch. What if your dataset has thousands of rows? What if it has multiple features? Can we still rely on simple trial and error? Nope, not really. That's where cost function and gradient descent come in. Alright, let's start by importing the basic libraries we will need in our code. This line imports the pandas library and gives it a short name PD. Pandas is like a superpower for handling data. It lets us load, view, and manipulate datasets easily. Think of it like working with Excel but inside Python. Next, we import matplotlix, pyplot, module SPLT. This is what we will use to make all our visualizations, like line graphs, scatter plots, and so on. So whenever we want to see our data or plot the best fit line, this will come in handy. Finally, we import Python's built-in math module. This gives us access to standard math functions like square roots, power, and other calculations we might need, especially while working with the cost function. So in short, pandas help us work with data, matplotlib helps us visualize it, and math helps us perform calculations behind the scenes. Alright, with our tools ready, let's move on to the next part. Now let's define some simple data to work with. We are going to create two lists, one for the number of rooms in a house and the other for their corresponding prices. This list, called rooms, contains the number of rooms in different houses. So we have 5 houses here. The first house has 1 room, the second has 2, and so on up to 5 rooms. And this second list, called prices, shows how much each of those houses cost, in some units like thousands. So the house with 1 room costs 100 and the one with 2 rooms cost 150. And the price increases as the number of room increases. So this is a simple example of linear data. As the number of rooms increases, the price increases too. And that's exactly where we will use to understand how our cost function and gradient descent work. Alright, now that we have our data, let's move to the next step, plotting it or writing the functions to find the best fit line. Now let's define the starting values for our model. This includes the bias, weight, learning rate, and number of epoch. Start with weight 10 and bias 0. Use a small learning rate for controlled learning and repeat the training 1000 times to reach a good result. Alright, now let's write the cost function. This will tell us how wrong our model is by comparing predicted values with actual ones. We start by defining a function called compute cost. It takes 4 inputs: x, our input data, number of rooms; y, actual prices; w, weight; and b, bias. Here m stores how many data points we have. In our case, we have 5 houses, so m is equal to 5. We will use this variable to keep track of the total error while looping through the data. This loop goes through each point. It calculates the predicted price using w into x plus b. Then it finds the error, difference between prediction and actual, and adds the squared error to total cost. We square the error so that negative and positive errors don't cancel out each other. After the loop, we divide the total squared error by m to get the mean squared error, MSE, which gives us the average error. Now we take the square root of MSE to get RMSE, root mean squared error. This brings the error back to the original unit, like price, making it easier to understand. Finally, we return the RMSE. This tells us how far our predictions are, on average, from the actual prices. So this function helps us measure how good or bad our line is. Our goal will be to minimize this RMSE using gradient descent. Cool. Now let's move on to the next step, calculating the gradients. Now that we can calculate the cost, let's move on to the heart of learning, gradient descent. This function will help us update our weight W and bias B to reduce the error step by step. We create a function called update parameters that takes input data x and y, current values of W and B, and the learning rate LR. M is the number of data points. We also initialize DW and DB. These will hold the gradients for weight and bias. We loop through each data point, make a prediction using current W and B, calculate the error, update DW and DB using the formulas for gradients. Notice, DW is multiplied with xi, while DB is just the sum of errors. Once we have summed up all the gradients, we divide by m and multiply by 2. That's the derivative of our cost function MSC. So now, DW and DB represent how fast the cost is changing with respect to W and B. Now, here's the actual learning step. We update our weight and bias by moving in the opposite direction of the gradient. This step is controlled by the learning rate, LR. So we make small changes in W and B to slowly reach the best values. Finally, we return the updated values of W and B so they can be used in the next epoch. So this function is what teaches our model every time it runs, it nudges the line closer to the best fit by reducing the error. Awesome. Now let's bring everything together and start training our model. Now we will run a training loop using gradient descent. For each epoch, basically each round of learning, we update our model's parameters, the weight and the bias. These updates are done using the gradient of the cost function, which tells us how much to tweak the weight and bias to reduce error. After updating, we calculate the cost. This is how far off our predictions still are. This loop helps the model learn to draw a better and better fit line through the data. By the end of training, the cost should be as low as possible, and the model will be ready to make good predictions. After training is done, we print the final results. The final weight tells us how much the price increases for each extra room. The bias is the base price when the number of rooms is 0. And the final cost shows how well our model fits the data. Lower cost means better predictions. So far, we have trained our model using gradient descent. Line by line, we updated the weight and bias to reduce the cost. Now, let's visualize how all that training actually helped us. This graph shows the change clearly. The red line is our model before training. It's now where near the actual data points. The blue dashed line is after training. Now the line fits the data much better. This is how the model learns to draw the best fit line by minimizing the cost. Let's now test our trained model with some new values. For 6, 7 and 8 rooms, the model gives us these predicted prices. These predictions are based on the best fit line we just trained. And that's how linear regression helps us make smart predictions. And that's it for today's video. We learned how to train a simple linear regression model from scratch, saw how it improves with each epoch, and finally used it to make real predictions. The graph showed us how our model learns and fits the data from a rough start to a solid best fit line. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more machine learning content. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next topic. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.